Good morning, my friends. Happy Thursday. I'm always so happy to have Thursday back because I really miss you guys when I'm not vlogging. It's just too crazy to do it when my husband is home. So, how'd everybody's Tuesday and Wednesday go? How's everybody's week? I hope everybody is doing fantastic. I personally feel amazing this week. I have significantly cut out meat and dairy. I'm not going to say that I haven't had any. My husband and I had salmon last night, but I have not had any dairy all week except for the milk derivative in my coffee creamer, which is fine. And other than the salmon, I haven't had any meat, and I can't even describe it. I feel so amazing when I don't have it. And I hate that it's so easy to fall back into eating it because life is easier. Because one day without it and I just feel better. I'm not going to beat myself up about it if I do eat it. Like I said, my husband wanted to have salmon last night, and I wouldn't buy salmon just for him to have. So I had it with him and it was good, and maybe once a week I will do that, or, you know, when the mood strikes. But I just feel good. I have more energy. We also started something new this week with my son. And I don't think it's necessarily his fault. And we're just going to do it for like 2 weeks, and then we're going to kind of back off it, I think. Our doctor, we've been having trouble with him sleeping ever since we moved into our new house. Just because basically he has to go to sleep in our room, and then when he gets to sleep, I have to move him into his room. And it takes a long time for him to fall asleep. It kind of always has, but I find it even more when he has to go to bed in our bed, and especially when he has to go to sleep in our bed when my husband is home. So our doctor suggested low dose melatonin for him. She said to try it for a couple of weeks and see how it works. She said I found some little gummies, and the gummies are only 3 milligrams, so it's really not much. She said that some studies, you know, say that it's not great, some do. She said her personally, and we love our pediatrician, that she has seen great results with it. She said that we should not worry about it becoming habit forming, or that it becoming something that will mix or harm his hormones. The doses are so low. But we started giving it to him Monday night. I had to go and pick it up Monday or Tuesday? Tuesday. I picked it up on Tuesday. And we tried it Tuesday night, and as a joke, my husband is an awful sleeper, and I think it stems from him doing some nights and some mornings, and just his sleep schedule is always messed up. So I joked with my husband after dinner around 6:30. I said, okay, I'm going to give Grayson a gummy. I said, maybe you should take one too. And he kind of laughed at me, but Grayson wanted him to take one, so we took one. That was at 6:30. At 7 o'clock, my husband and my son went upstairs. I guess it was Monday. I don't know, I'm so confused. Anyways, whatever night it was, my husband took him upstairs, and my husband always goes up and lays with him. And most of the time it's because he has to get up at like 4 o'clock the next morning. So I went up at 7:20 to bring Willow up, who I'm not giving it to because she's still kind of little. And at 7:20, both of them were sound asleep. So I thought, okay, maybe it's just a fluke. So I went downstairs and I took one. And within 20 or 25 minutes, I should have gone to bed. But I knew Willow wasn't quite settled yet. And I like her to have some time to fall into deep sleep before I stick Grayson in the room. So I took one, and after 20 or 25 minutes, like, I felt incredibly tired, and I should have just gone to bed. Instead, I kind of tried to fight it because I wanted to wait a few minutes, and within the next 20 minutes or so, like, my eyes couldn't focus, my brain was all muddled up. It literally felt like I was drunk. Like, I just could not function anymore. So I went upstairs and had to carry Grayson, and he has a junior loft bed, so it's like a bunk bed with like space underneath it, but it's only like chest height for me. It's not a super tall one. So I have to lift him up over the bar, the safety bar, and into his bed, which is a feat all of itself, seeing as he weighs almost 50 pounds. So I did that, and I barely made it to bed without falling asleep. So I was like, okay, maybe not a fluke. So we tried it again last night, and I didn't give it to him till about 6:30, and at 7 o'clock my husband took him upstairs, and at 7:20 they were both snoring, and my husband took it again too. So my husband has had 2 really great nights worth of sleep. My husband is a wanderer. He'll come to bed, sleep for an hour, get up, wander around, have a snack, watch some TV, come back to bed. 2 full, completely full nights on just these little 3 milligram tabs of melatonin. So I am hooked. I know there's lots of studies. Some people will agree with it, some won't. We are choosing to do what our doctor has recommended, and it's already made a big difference, and it's only been 2 nights. He wakes up feeling refreshed. He's not groggy and cranky and whiny. He's going right to sleep, which means he's not up till 9 or 10 o'clock fighting sleep. I am able to go to bed. I won't be taking it every night. I don't generally have trouble falling asleep. Alright guys, it's breakfast time. So I am still working on a 1-point cup of coffee. I have 2 pieces of the Ezekiel bread. There's some baby kale in there, and 2 points worth of avocado. So 4 for the bread, 2 for the avocado, banana, 1 point for coffee, 7 points for breakfast. I'll check in later. Bye guys. Hey friends. It has been a day. So it is 3:08. I still have not had any lunch. I don't think I'm going to. I think we're just going to eat supper a little early. Even though it looks nice and bright out there, it's cold and rainy. It has been pouring all day. I had some errands to run before I picked Grayson up for school, and then we picked him up. And then we went to see my grandparents, my grandmother, for a few minutes. I did have 5 of the reduced fat Ritz crackers while I was at her house. She was feeding my kids Ritz crackers and peanut butter, so that's 2 points. I had 6 points for breakfast, plus a cup of coffee was made breakfast. 7. And then 2 points for snack. I actually just, I'll take you over there, hold on. Don't mind the mess on the counter. I have not picked up yet, but I am letting some of the moisture cook out of my soup. This soup calls for you to put all of the ingredients in the crock pot. There is half of a buttercup squash. There's carrots, celery, onions, some thyme. The original recipe calls for potatoes. I did not use potatoes. I used chickpeas, lentils, green peas, like the dried, like you would make pea soup with. And then I used vegetable stock and water. And then what it tells you to do after it's cooked for 5 or 6 hours is to take about 4 cups out, add to it, I think the original recipe calls for like a half a cup of olive oil and some cooking sherry. I took, I don't know, 2 or 3 cups of it out. I added some already cooked squash that I had left over in the fridge. It had been cooked and mashed. We had it the other night. So I added that. And then I added 1 tablespoon of olive oil to it. And I used my immersion blender and I blended up that little bit of soup and then added that back in to the pot. And then I readjusted the seasoning, salt and pepper. I added a little bit more garlic powder. And that's it. That's all I'm going to do to it. So mine is drastically lower in points than the original recipe. I think Amber told me that the original recipe, or at least how she made it, with what she put in it, came to 7 points a serving. I'm still not quite sure how many servings I will get out of that. I will get at least 8 to 10 cup size servings. So I will really have to see when I do my bowl up at dinner. If I get 10 servings out of it, they will only be 3 smart points each. So that's a pretty big difference. I also did not add quite as much, let's see, the original recipe called for a cup of green lentils. I only used a half a cup. It called for 3/4 of a cup of the yellow split peas. I only used a half a cup. And then it did call for 2 cups of potatoes. And I did not put potatoes in. Instead, I put 1 cup of chickpeas in. So I cut the starch way back. The soup originally would probably be a little thicker, but I'm okay with that, just to cut some of the points down. And yeah, a half a cup of olive oil. I only used 1 tablespoon. And it creamed it out pretty nicely, especially with that other squash in there. Let's see, if I edit this, to get 8 servings instead of 10, it will be 4 points. If I edit it even further to get 6 servings, it would be 5. So, I mean, there's definitely at least 8 servings in there. So I'm going to change it back to 8. And then if I seem to think I will have more, I will change it again. But at least 8 servings makes them 4 points each, which I don't think is terrible. And I was going to make some blueberry muffins, and I probably still will for my kids. I was going to take one of these Jiffy blueberry muffin kits and just add cashew milk, and it calls for an egg. I was going to just put unsweetened applesauce in here. But when I put the nutritional info into the calculator, because this specific flavor is not in the app, there is nutritional info on the back for just the milk, just the mix, or baked, meaning with what it calls for. And it says 1/4 cup of the dry mix makes about 5 muffins. So even if I were to do mini muffins with it, I would only get roughly 10 muffins. And 1 large muffin is 7 points. So even if I broke it down and did mini muffins, it's still 2 or 3 points for a little muffin. And that's a little high for me, just for 1 little muffin, because I would want 2 or 3, or 1 good size muffin. And 7 points for a muffin just seems high to me. So I may just have it with a piece of toast or something like that, or just have some crackers with my soup. I have some of those little teeny oyster crackers. Maybe I'll eat some of those with my soup. But I'll probably still make some blueberry muffins for my kids. So I will show you when I eat. Like I said, it is about 3:20 now. I'm thinking maybe around 4 or 4:30 we will just eat dinner. Both my kids were up at like 4:45 this morning, and they're both very tired. So we may have, and we did all our running around in the pouring rain, Willow and I did this morning, so that tomorrow, which is Friday, we are not going to play group tomorrow. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we can stay home. I have some stuff that I need to get done here at the house. I want to start going through the kids' toys and cleaning out the toy room in preparation for Christmas. We always like to go through, take out all the broke toys, toys that don't work anymore, and throw those away. And then we try as a family to always both do a closet purge and a toy purge around Thanksgiving time to donate. So we have a couple really nice Christmas drops around in our area where if they're nice, good quality things, they will give them out to families that need them to give out as Christmas presents for people who don't have the money to buy brand new Christmas presents for their kids. So I think that's a great thing for my kids to get into the habit of doing. It was always something we did, even though I grew up with a single mom. She had 4 kids, money was tight, but we always went through what we did have and purged and donated. So I would like to start doing that with my own kids. I did it last year. This year I would like them to be able to help. So I'd like to maybe start tackling that and get the toy room. And I have been working on our dressers and closets in the last couple of weeks and taking out stuff that doesn't fit anymore, or stuff that we don't wear, or stuff that we have duplicates of. We're very lucky that we have a lot of friends and relatives with kids around my kids' age, so we get lots of hand-me-downs, and I take what I need and I try to pass the rest on. So that's my goal this weekend. I don't want to have to leave the house, so we might go to bed early tonight and just have a lazy day tomorrow. Whoops, thank you. So we will probably eat dinner around 4:30. Willow really hasn't had lunch. She snacked at my grandparents', and then I gave them some snacks. I did eat some grapes this morning. I dove headfirst into a bowl of grapes, as a matter of fact. So I'm not starving or anything. I just got home and I warmed up the half a cup of coffee that was still sitting here. So I'm drinking that, and I did have a cup of coffee at my grandparents'. It was decaf, and I drank it black because all she had was whole milk. So I drank it black with a packet of Splenda in it, so that was 0 points. So yeah, right now I have tons of points left. I have 17 points left right now, and that's after 1 serving of soup is already tracked. So I have plenty of points to have something with my soup for supper, but I'm still not paying 7 points for a blueberry muffin. What is that, honey? Oh, an orange? Do you want an orange? Okay, come here. I'm gonna go peel her an orange, and I'll see you guys at supper. Bye! Hello, my friends. It's dinner time. Soup tonight. The kids are having chicken noodle.
I have Mario soup and a muffin.
Mario chicken noodle. Mmm.
And with a cracker inside.
What kind of crackers are we eating? Little oyster crackers. So I have 1 portion. It's about 1.5 cups. I definitely think I will get 8 portions out. I may get even more, but I'm going to count it as 8 servings. So the soup is 3. I have 2 points worth, which is 15 grams of oyster crackers. And then I am going to have 1 mini muffin. The box had said 5 regular sized muffins was 7 points. So in my estimation, if I had made 10 mini muffins, would have been about 3 points. I got 18 out of the package that I made, so I'm counting them as 1 point apiece. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, oh well. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6 points for dinner, which still leaves me like 10 or 11 points. So I'm not going to be too worried about it. But 10, 11, 12, I will check in after dinner. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Okay guys, so I am done supper. Sorry, I think it's inappropriate to eat soup when your hair is down. I don't really like to eat with my hair down anyways, but I had another half serving of that soup. It's really good. Of course, because it kind of has, hey, gentle hands please. It kind of tastes like in between a like really good bean soup and a pea soup, which is exactly what it is. So, oh, so delicious. So I had 1.5 servings, which is, oh, the soup ended up being 4. So 1.5 servings is 6 points. I had 2 points worth of crackers and the 1 muffin. So 6, 7, 8, 9 points for dinner. So I still have 12 points left. I'm gonna eat some grapes. Even though I'm pretty full, I feel like I need something fresh, even though that soup had lots of fresh fruits and vegetables in it. Excuse me. I feel like I need something fresh. So I'm gonna eat a bowl of grapes, but I really don't intend on having anything else for supper. If I do, I will add it into the description bar below, but I don't plan on having anything else other than grapes. It is almost 6 o'clock, so even though we didn't eat lunch and we were going to eat supper early, I had a really hard time getting my kids to pick up toys tonight, and my son wanted to help me make the muffins, so before we could make the muffins, they had to pick up their toys. So it is almost 6 o'clock and we're just barely finishing supper, so I don't intend on eating anything else. Like I said, if I do, I will add it to the description bar below. But I think I'm all set for tonight, so I'm gonna have some more water and some grapes, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. Bye guys.